Welcome to the Power of Lifting podcast. I'm EricCafferty, owner of the Mecca Gym. I am a strength and conditioning coach and a contest prep specialist. The focus of this podcast is to dive into the mindset and the drive of people who have done incredible things with their lives. Without too much delay, welcome everybody. And Payton, tell us who you are.
All right. Well, my name is Payton Falash. I thought you were going to be like, say immediately go into the TikTok thing. This is how my dad would introduce me at family functions.
Perfect.
This is my daughter. This is Payton. She's the TikTok star. I go, Dad. All right, let's back it up.
I'm just
Uncle
so
Tom.
star to you. Is that all I
Yeah,
am to you?
I'm like, Uncle Tom does not know what TikTok is. let's back it up. Yes. There's a lot more to me than I would say what social media sees. But my thing is when I started posting about fitness, about my journey and whatever, I was just posting to document it for myself.
Right.
I wasn't necessarily posting to have a following.
Right.
That kind of just came with it,
right.
Which it's just crazy. It's kind of just blown up overnight.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about like the day-to-day, like what have you been doing for work? What what are some of your crowning achievements? I guess?
So actually I just recently switched to doing social media full time.
Oh, fantastic.
So I completely just make a living doing content.
So what did you do prior to doing social media?
Okay. So basically I would say finding a direction in my life in general.
So let's start out with, how old are you?
I'm 23.
She's 23.
23,
yes.
Okay.
That's a great age.
Yes.
Nobody likes you when you're 23. According to Blink-182.
Oh my gosh.
But
that's before her time.
That's
Hunter.
before her time. Do you
Yeah,
know
I know
Blink-182?
Blink-182.
I was going to say she has to know that song. She has to know that song. Okay.
So,
That's on my gym playlist for sure.
Good for you.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah.
So I never really had my thing growing up. I always felt like I was meant to do something, but I didn't know what it was. I had absolutely no direction. Like I was always jealous of the kids that were super into like soccer or basketball, or they had their thing or whatever it was. And I was like, I'm just not passionate about anything. And I was just waiting to find my thing. And then once I found fitness and bodybuilding, I was like, this is it.
This is the one.
It was just a come to Jesus moment for me, which sounds so cliche.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is what I was meant to do. So up until that point, I was just kind of working jobs that I wasn't really passionate about. You know, I worked at Dutch Bros forever. Gosh,
You weren't passionate working at Dutch Bros? Those guys
you know,
are insane.
we really seem like we are.
Right.
I worked at an eye doctor. I was not qualified at all. I don't know how they let me work there, but I was working as an eye doctor assistant for a while.
Wow.
Doing like the 9-to-5 stuff that it just wasn't for me. I was like, this is not.
You made money, but you weren't into it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was kind of like, all right, I found what I love to do, which is fitness, bodybuilding, and I'm going to find a way to make money for it.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
So that was the choice. So when was it? Sorry, I could have missed it. That you found the fitness and the bodybuilding. What age were you? Where were you?
So it's crazy. I actually haven't been lifting consistently for a very long time at all. Like my first time I was like, all right, I'm taking this seriously. It was April 1st, 2021. I don't know why I remember so specifically.
Damn, girl.
Yeah, that's not very long.
Yeah. So that was
That's like a
actually
year.
the
Yeah, right.
first day that I ever tracked a meal was April 1st, 2021.
Oh,
Great April
dang.
Fool's Day.
Yeah, I
celebration
was
there.
like, this is it. And something just like clicked in me. I was like, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And then ever since then, I just haven't looked back.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So did you grow up playing sports?
I was a gymnast and a cheerleader, like growing up. But nothing too competitively. I kind of got out of it in high school. So, yeah.
But you do post pretty frequently about how like your family likes to stay in shape, and I totally know your dad from legitimately 20 years ago.
Everyone knows him. They'll be like, I saw your dad running down Eagle Road.
Yeah,
I'm like, yep, that's
like I didn't like know him, but when I saw at your competition, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's your dad. Like I totally know that guy from the gym like 20 years ago, no joke. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel extremely old.
Oh my gosh.
I am coaching this guy's daughter.
Yeah, right.
And I
spotted this man 20 years ago.
I knew this man like when she was just a thought.
Yeah.
Like
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The way the world is.
I
man.
definitely got the gym has always been like, I was, this big, and my parents were going to the gym. It's always been in my life. It's never been like a foreign thought to me. And then my mom also did a couple shows like when I was probably like 4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
So the idea of competing, the idea of bodybuilding in general hasn't ever been a foreign concept.
So did you lift in high school at all?
I mean, nothing too crazy. The Instagram workouts, like I wasn't.
The PE classes. Did you take lifting in high school?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
I did. So where'd you go to high school?
Mountain View.
Oh, very good.
Mm-hmm.
She's a local gal.
I am.
Local gal.
I am.
Terrible school, local gal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Did you go?
I went to Centennial.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, I graduated from Bora.
And then he went to Bora.
Oh,
all locals around
look
here.
at
That's
us.
good.
Go us for local. So
Go us.
So you did your first competition in August of 2021. So like not even 6 months after you started training.
Yeah. Which is crazy. Which is kind of a testament to like how I approach things in my life. It's like
head on.
It's like, all right, I'm not just going to start
all
going to the gym. I'm going to be a bodybuilder.
I'm doing a show.
I'm getting on the stage.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which probably isn't in hindsight how I should have done it.
Well, yeah, I remember when you approached me about it, I was like, oh my gosh, like this, like, I mean, it was very apparent that like the potential was there, but I was like, okay, well, this is happening. We'll help you through this, but this is going to be, we'll see what we can do kind of a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did your mom influence this at all because she had competed before?
Honestly, when I told her I was thinking about doing it, she almost it was the opposite. Like, my parents never pushed me to do anything. It was always, if you come to us, we will support you.
Sure.
They always wanted it to be 100% from me. So I think that she was like, once I started doing it, then she was super excited about it. Yeah. She didn't want to push me one way or the other.
Well, when we had Casey on last week, Eric had the same, when they were talking about Casey doing it again, it was kind of the same things. Like, this cannot come from me at all. Yeah. Because you probably recognize if you're really going to do it, it's going to be hard, and you got to do it for yourself.
You have to.
That's cool.
You have to want it. More than no one's gonna want it for you.
Right.
So.
Oh, wow, isn't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just interesting. I mean, kind of watching you progress through that, and I knew you were gonna do well, but I mean, a lot of it with you initially was like the potential side of it. It's like, well, this is good, getting your feet wet, but like in a few years, this girl's gonna be unstoppable on stage. You know what I mean?
That makes me so happy.
Did you recognize that before? Did you think, well, you probably had the confidence, but you were like, that saying coming from Eric?
Yeah.
Did you think that was
huge.
Something that was going to come out of this?
I don't think anybody goes into anything like expecting to fail. Like, I was I always believed in myself. So I was like, I can do this as long as I'm putting 100% in. There's no way that I'm gonna fail.
Yeah. Sweet.
And I've always looked at it that way. People ask me that question a lot, actually. Like, did you ever expect, this result and whatever? And I'm like, yeah, I did. Like, I did.
Why wouldn't I?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. So.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's like when you talk to or read about people who've been successful, it's like you have to believe in yourself, or else it's not going to happen.
Right.
Almost to like a delusional state, like like Kanye West, like how he just started.
There's some drugs involved there, but
he just started like a crew started filming him in years ago.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna be famous, and people are like,
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Conor McGregor did the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to put that energy out into the universe. Or else it's not going to happen.
Well, it's real. I mean, there's no reason that it's not real. But I think some people, that's the idea of there's no like, did you expect this success? And then when people say, yeah, I did, it's just like, that's a lie. You didn't.
Yeah.
You're just lucky enough to get it.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff like that. But no, it's never really an overnight success.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you are most proud of at this point about your fitness journey?
Yeah. Well, obviously I'm proud of just completing my first competition season in general.
It is an accomplishment, especially to do well at.
Yeah.
And being very, very new to lifting, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
It's definitely an accomplishment.
I think that up until that point, I mean, I'm still very young, but up until that point, I don't think I ever really did much in my life that I was like, I am so proud of myself. You know?
I graduated high school.
Like,
yes.
yeah, but you know, everyone graduates high school.
Right.
Something to where I'm like, I can tell people about this, and I worked
this.
hard for this.
Yeah.
Right. And it was something, and making my parents proud and making the people around me proud, my friends,
Were they proud
family.
of you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that feels so good. Like,
For sure.
all you want is your parents' approval at the end.
I mean, there's a lot of that for sure.
Yeah.
So how would you say that you're currently involved in fitness?
Oh, my gosh. How am I not?
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
It's kind of like,
I like that.
Now with it being like my job is to create this fitness content, it's almost, oh my gosh, it's like constantly on my mind.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I love it. This is my passion. I enjoy coming to the gym every day and training. I'm kind of at a spot right now where I'm trying to find other things, like other outlets besides the gym, just because this is my job now, and I don't want my training and my goals to become work also. Like, I still want it to be something that I'm passionate about and fun for me. So I'm trying to find that balance a little bit.
Yeah. The compartmentalization piece to it, just speaking from a little bit of my own experience, because I mean, I kind of did something similar in a different way. I started coaching as opposed to starting to be like a creator. Like, I guess we would call you a creator, right? So, you're
fancy term, content creator.
Yes. Right. So she's a creator. Whereas like, I see it a lot with other people, like going into coaching, for example. Now they're like really involved in making money from, the gym and fitness. So you're kind of, it's a little bit similar, and it's kind of an interesting mix. But I would imagine, being a creator is quite a bit different because you're kind of documenting what you're doing. Yeah. Which is, it's really cool. Yeah. But, do you ever have a fear that you're going to like, I'm going to run out of things to talk about?
No, because, so there's a ton of fitness creators, right? You scroll through TikTok and it's every other one. I think that what I'm trying to do with my platform is, yes, I'm like a fitness content creator, right? But I also want to be just Payton too. Yes. And I want to build myself into a brand of, what I try to do with my TikTok and my Instagram in general is make it more of kind of like a comedic relief also.
It is that.
And it is that.
It is that.
You're
so
succeeding.
I kind of just like to be that personality also. So it's not just so much this is all fitness, this is all workouts. I have, my fair share of that. Right. But then I also just want to be Payton too. Yeah.
Well, cool. I think what's really interesting to me about that is like when I first met you and started coaching you and things like that, like and then seeing you and talking to you now, like even though I did coach you for a period of time, like we didn't really talk like that much about stuff that wasn't pertaining to like specifically to okay, this is what we need to do in order to get you prepared for what's about to happen. Right. And so then like fast forward to like I had a conversation with Cody about you. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was a while ago. And Cody's
you guys talking
like
crap about me.
totally Pff, that girl. No, not at all. He's like said something about how you're like something about like being TikTok famous or something about like how big of a following you had or something. And I was like, wait, what? I'm like, I mean, like I was kind of surprised because I just didn't know you like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he's like, no, look. And I started watching your stuff and I literally laughed my ass off.
Oh my God.
For like at least 10 or 15 minutes just like watching all your stuff. And I'm like, I had no idea.
Yeah, right.
I had no idea.
I mean, I come across pretty shy at first, I would say. And
agree.
especially in the gym. I've got the like resting gym bitch face, you know? And so I feel like
it's a good protection mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me, please.
I'm busy. I'm lifting.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like most people probably wouldn't guess just from me walking around the gym.
Yeah.
But I am pretty goofy, I guess.
She's bubbly, folks.
Bubbly.
She's bubbly.
Yeah. Or people say all the time, I didn't expect your voice to sound like that. Like, just because I kind of.
What did you expect?
Yeah, right?
That's how you got to respond from now on.
Yeah.
Be like, hold on. What did you expect?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you expect?
Yes.
I can't even go that deep. It doesn't even work.
It was a valiant effort, though. It was a valiant effort.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. I mean, people have a lot of misconceptions, of course, about like fitness people in general.
Yeah.
You know, I guess, especially like general population people are like, oh, you're a gym person, you're a fitness person or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they automatically assume you're taking a bunch of steroids or something like that. Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I'll get comments on TikTok a lot. Just, you know, oh, don't take this girl's advice. She's on stuff and I mean, all the time, then those negative comments. But I kind of take it more of like, you really think so?
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey.
Thanks. I also would never, ever use my platform to promote, like if I was ever on stuff, I would never claim to be natural.
Right.
So I hope that the people who follow me know that I am super
Like
genuine.
transparent.
Yeah. Same thing goes for kind of things that I promote.
Right.
I mean, I'll get offers all the time of, you know, the flat tummy teas of the world.
Oh, yes.
That's what I like to call it.
Yes.
I could use a flat tummy tea.
I
And
love
it's-
the flat tummy teas.
Because they work.
It's super easy, like, as an influencer to see dollar signs and be like,
For sure.
it's a 60-second video. You know, I don't use it, but I'll make money. But
right.
I don't believe in promoting
Good
things
for
that I
you.
don't
Yeah,
use.
that's a really big
Good
deal.
for you.
Yeah,
really
which
big
it
deal.
can be hard sometimes when I'm like, God, it's just
Well,
a quick buck.
Right.
But I
Quick-
just, you
that's
know.
exactly what it is. It's a quick buck.
Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for that because, you know, it is quick, like you said, quick dollar signs right off the bat. But I think the big problem with that is there are those out there that are very popular influencers that it's like one thing to the next. And I
Yeah.
think you lose trust in those people
Oh, yeah.
when they are just one sponsorship to the next, like they're jumping from supplement company to supplement company, or they're like, oh, 1 week it's this, the next week it's this. It's like, oh, this person's just promoting stuff because they're getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then when you have something you actually do use and need to promote, people don't believe you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
That's a really good point.
No, I respect that a lot. So how would you say exercise has enhanced your life?
Oh my gosh. I feel like if you met me 2 to 3 years ago, it wouldn't even be the same
Not the
Payton.
same person.
Like, it's completely changed the way that I view the world. I'm a better daughter. I'm a better friend. Like, all of the above. I seriously don't think that if you really, like, put your mind into something and you do it wholeheartedly, I don't think you can have a positive outcome without changing your mindset. So it's completely enhanced my life in like the best way possible.
Yeah.
And I mean, there have been ways that I've had to, you know, let people go out of my life. They just weren't necessarily enhancing my life, so I couldn't be the person that I wanted to be.
Right.
So it's changed my life in a lot of ways, just the
Yeah.
people I surround myself with.
Yeah. Do you find that people are like, you know, I guess more fake and like try and be, you know, friends and associated with you now because like because you have a platform?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's, you really do find out who your real friends are. 'Cause I'll just get all the time, oh, let's work out together, you know? And I'm like, I don't know.
Do you want to work out with me because you want to be friends, or do you want to work out with me because you want me to tag you in a post?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's been hard, but normally I can tell the difference. But between somebody who genuinely wants to get to know me and somebody who's just using me.
Yeah, I will say that I think that just from an outsider's perspective, you have pretty good discernment for somebody that's your age. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you.
Yes. And that's not a super common thing. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, especially with women, like people see like, you know, young females especially, and they're like, oh, well, that person's going to be easy to pull the wool over their eyes, or what, you know what I mean? But I don't know. For some reason, you just don't strike me as that type of person. You know what I mean? And that kind of goes along with what we were talking about before, with like selling out to the flat tummy teas of the world.
Yeah, that's really what they are. It's just, oh my gosh, there's so much garbage on the internet that people promote.
So
and oh my goodness.
When this all kind of started happening at an exponential rate, did you have a moment where you're like, wow, what is, sorry, hold on, our freaking logo's on the wall right there, and that's kind of cool looking. Totally threw me off, sorry. When that was all going down, did you take time to kind of step back, be like, okay, so this is an opportunity for me to take, and then think about it and put a lot of thought into it? Or are you more of the personality of let's jump in and go?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think that initially when it all kind of started happening, I had a little bit of like imposter syndrome of like, you know, like, why me? Like, instead of focusing on like the negative comments and taking that to heart, I was taking the positive ones, the people that are like, I love you, I would do it, I'm obsessed with you, you're my inspiration. And I remember completely breaking down. There was this day and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've created this image for myself, and oh my God, now I have to live up to it.
Sure.
Type of thing. So like, do I deserve for all these people to love me? Do I deserve for these people to be their inspiration, you know? But like, I was just like, me, Payton, like, you know, I would just started posting on TikTok. Like, that's just how I kind of thought about it. But then after I kind of was like, you know what? I have worked really, really hard to build this platform, build my body, like all of that. So I do deserve this. Once I kind of came to terms with that, that's when opportunities started kind of happening for me. So
I think too, what stands out, just like Eric said, with your ability to discern and stuff like that, your ability to recognize or know self, I think is something that stands out to me, to you, is you know who you are, and then you're able to go through the weeds and also just be Payton, along with the fitness stuff.
Yeah.
But that's something that I think is very positive that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you're obsessed with now, and how does that compare to like 5 years ago?
Okay. Obsessed with. So, okay, this kind of goes back to, I don't just kind of like things. It's like, I'm like full on obsessed.
I love that.
Like, oh, this dinner's good. I'm going to have it every night for the next 8 months, you know? We're
going to wear it out.
Yeah, that's how I am. I don't think bodybuilding's number one. Fitness, being the best version of myself. I don't think I'd be on this podcast necessarily if that wasn't number one. I'm kind of recently been just obsessed with the like pop culture of bodybuilding, I guess. Like I'll be, especially with me being on social media, I'm like, these IFBB pros and these people, they're like celebrities to me. Like I am obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Like I'll be, doing cardio, watching Laura Lee's YouTube video, like.
Right. Yeah, right. It just totally dialed.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, gosh, I'm obsessed with that for sure. Or I'll get the live streams of the shows and just completely dissect them, the score sheets, like everything.
We are going to have an airing of the New York Pro on Saturday if you want to come at 10.
Oh my gosh, I'm so down.
Yeah.
So down.
We're going to put it up there on the big screen.
Get the surround sound going on.
Oh, I'll be here.
Bring the
Popcorn?
notebook. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, let's rock and
We gotta
roll.
figure out some
Yeah,
popcorn.
we'll have some snacks.
Yep.
For
Oh,
sure.
I
We need
love it.
snacks.
We'll
Definitely
figure
need
that out.
snacks. But
That's
yeah.
a good idea.
No, that is really interesting. I think. So how does that pertain to you competing? Is a lot of that derived from you like wanting to compete in the future?
Yeah, so the thing with me in competing is like I love bodybuilding in general. I'm like in it for the long haul.
Right.
So the idea of like I've got 6 months and I'm gonna compete again. I've never like after my last show I kind of realized, all right, I need to be lean.
Yeah, because that was
Lean.
was kind of the mindset before. It's like I am doing this show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I kind of came out of that. I think I like matured a little bit once
Yes.
I realized how big the bodybuilding world really is. And I was like, okay,
Oh, this is what it takes.
this is going to take years.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's totally fine because I'm willing to put in the work. So I think that me being obsessed with like the world of bodybuilding, I guess, yes, I'm planning on competing again in the future. I couldn't give you a date.
That's good. Hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
We see you working.
Yeah.
That's the
So
important
It's clear.
part.
yeah.
Yeah. So then, speaking of which, what is like a 2 to 5 year goal professionally? And I guess you can tie some personal ones in there as well.
Professionally, just building myself into a brand. I'm starting my YouTube soon.
Oh, there you go.
Just continuing to build my platform, inspire other people, make them laugh. That's what? Number one, make people laugh. Number
That's
two,
a good number one.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Yeah.
I started making the videos that do well are those dress videos. I don't know if you
Oh
saw.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I started making videos like that, and it was kind of started out from online shopping. When
Oh,
you're
yeah.
in prep and all you can do
Yes.
is like
All you can do is shop.
Well, you can't go out to eat. You can't do all these things, and so there's a legitimate. Trust me, my wife just was in prep for 6 months. There is a retail therapy
Yeah.
element to it.
Yeah.
There's packages showing up at
Yeah.
the door.
It's
That's all you can do.
triggers the same like pleasure, something in your brain. I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know.
It's science.
It is.
Yeah,
for
science,
sure.
something. But so it started out me online shopping and looking at, the models and being like, they have the plus size models, and then they have the, like the typical model body. And then I was like, but if I'm buying normal clothes,
Right.
they really don't have an athletic body type shown most of the time.
No, they do not. For men either, let
Yeah.
me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, of course, if I'm buying like athletic wear, yeah. But sometimes, I want to wear a pair of jeans.
Right.
So I think it started with that, and I was like, that kind of bothers me,
Yeah.
And then I was like, I would be around my friends, and they're like, kind of, making fun of me in like
Yeah.
certain clothes, and then I was like, what? I'm gonna own this. This is
Yeah.
funny.
It
Like,
is. It's totally funny.
Those are
and
great.
so,
Jacked people problems.
Yeah.
Jacked people problems.
And so then I just was like, oh, I'm gonna play it up. I'm gonna stand in front
yeah.
of the mirror, and I feel like it's made other people. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh my gosh, it makes me so much more comfortable going into a dressing room now.
Oh my gosh.
And that just makes me so happy because I'm like, yeah, you should.
Dude, yeah. Oh, I mean, I totally relate. I walk into a tailor shop, and they're like, oh, this is going to be a train wreck. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a train wreck. They're like, you can't wear anything off the shelf. And I'm like, I'm aware.
I know. That's
Yeah.
why I'm here, Taylor.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, do the things. So,
Yeah.
Get the tape measure. Let's go.
so then, now there's things like, the barbell apparel that are a little bit more tailored towards like the athletic kind of bodybuilder type, body type.
Yeah.
And then what are the ones? I know you posted some.
The fit jeans.
Fit jeans.
Which
That's
are
right.
amazing.
Are they?
If Casey hasn't
Do they
tried
make
them,
them for dudes?
no.
They
They
should.
should.
nuts. Let's
they
email 'em.
should.
Should.
Yeah.
I'd totally buy a pair. I like rocking a pair of jeans, but you tear the crotch out of all of them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Gosh, I feel like I just usually just wear gym clothes at this point.
I mean, that's the move.
Yeah, especially now that it's like my job too. I'm like, why do I need to get dressed?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Pajamas to work? Yes, please.
yeah. Yeah, so
Nothing for guys.
I mean,
if you got a booty like that, I guess it'd work. But
yeah,
anyway.
you got it. Yeah.
yeah, I'll probably continue to make videos like that just because I feel like that's my favorite type of content to make. Things that make people smile, and then it's relatable too. Like,
right.
So.
Yeah, I think that's a
good
big
mix,
thing.
yeah.
I mean, totally that relatability piece to it. I mean, it's funny, even though, doing it with dresses and stuff, it's like I can relate with you doing that because I'm like, God damn, nothing fits, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you look like a freaking fish out of water when you put on a pair of like slacks or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or it just, I try to explain it to people, but it almost like, even if it fits, it doesn't match your body.
Right.
Like it's.
It almost looks like you got one of those like dolls that have the magnetic dresses.
Yeah.
That you like turn on and off.
Just like that. Or people will comment and be like, is this photoshopped? I'm like, unfortunately,
No,
nope,
this is my
that's
point.
just me.
This is not Photoshop.
Yeah.
So what is your following up to nowadays anyways?
Oh my goodness. On TikTok, I think I just passed like 410,000.
Damn.
Yeah. And then Instagram, I'm trying to build my following too. It's hard to translate from TikTok to Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, they are different apps.
Yeah, but like, I think it's because in this day and age, we all have the attention span of squirrels. So like,
Yes.
Right.
so TikTok is super easy because it's like super quick, but whereas Instagram, okay, I have to read this caption,
Sure.
Right.
which sounds ridiculous, but that's just,
No, it is what it is.
But-
It's
but
that
now
platform.
the reels are taking off.
Yeah.
yeah, which those are fun to make actually.
They're pretty like surprisingly easy. I've been trying to reel it up,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Oh yeah.
the last few
Reel it in.
weeks. Reel it up, reel it in.
So
all that
this is
stuff.
like the most dad joke thing.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
What are these reels?
Yeah, reels?
Yeah.
I gotta go to the garage, grab a reel.
Oh my gosh, that was my dad. He after I felt like TikTok and he was seeing how well it was doing, he's like downloading TikTok and he's like, well, what if I started posting? I'm like, Dad, let's just work on
Have them
texting
post reels
right now
of
without
his
the
reels.
voice text.
Not your generation, pal. Yeah.
Let's start.
Shouldn't you be on Facebook?
Yeah.
I think it's probably a generational thing though too, because like a lot of the younger generation is like the TikTok generation. Like if you're like 25 and under, like I think a lot of those people, correct me if I'm wrong, think like, oh, Instagram, that's for like the older folk now.
It is kind of like going that way, which I love Instagram.
I love Instagram too. Like
Yeah, that's my favorite.
as far as a platform goes, like way better than Facebook.
Oh, absolutely.
Facebook's like, you get friggin' lost in Facebook, man, with Marketplace and like all the. Instagram to me is just like pretty simple. It's like you have your feed.
Right. You got a picture or a video and some words, and then you go to the next one.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I've like generationally, like my grandparents, for example, I like showed them this Instagram post. It wasn't even TikTok or anything.
Yeah.
And then they like saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they read it. It's like, well, that's not enough information. I need more info.
Yeah.
It's like, you already read a paragraph.
Yeah.
What are you expecting?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost like they want the lengthy.
Yeah.
And then the generationally, no, I mean, give me a quick video. And, and so it's interesting.
Yeah, it's that you have to grab the attention right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Which
interesting
is-
to think about.
Yeah.
But then people go to YouTube and they'll watch a 20-minute long YouTube video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Like YouTube's still huge. Like, did you listen to
YouTube's
Mr.
massive.
Beast on Joe Rogan?
Oh my gosh, my little siblings
Fascinating.
are obsessed with Mr. Beast.
Oh,
I don't
no
know
kidding.
what it
I didn't
is.
He's
even
got a
know who he
following, that's
was. I didn't even
insane.
know who he was. And then he's on Rogan, and I'm like, Mr. Beast, who the hell is this weirdo?
Right.
And I listen
Yeah.
to him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Like
gosh.
legitimately a genius.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway,
a fascinating guy.
freaking he is a fascinating.
You know what's
dude.
fascinating though too? So on Instagram, you're at 30.2. You were at 30.1 when we started this podcast,
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
and then you're at 29 point something like last night when I emailed you this.
That's wild. Yeah, no, it
weird.
actually does move that fast. As far as like my TikTok goes, I would say up until this point, it's probably at like 100 to 150,000 followers a month, like that I gain, which is a crazy growth rate.
So how often
Just
do you
wild.
post?
On TikTok? So TikTok has this thing called the Creator Fund.
Oh, okay.
Which you have to apply for, and then so now I'm a part of that. So I actually just get paid to post on TikTok whatever I want. So I mean, I get paid based on my engagement and things like that. So I try to post like 2 to 3 times a day.
Oh.
But I don't really have a set, like if I don't have anything good to post, I'm not going to post, because it kind of goes back to I don't want to just
You have a standard.
yeah
She has standards.
Standards.
Good girl.
Yeah.
yes
Good girl.
yeah, so I try to post though, or like some days my brain does not shut off as far as content goes. Like I'm like, oh my god, that would be so funny, oh my god, I should do that. And so I'll kind of stockpile videos.
Yeah.
Atta girl.
So then if there's a day where I'm like, god, I just don't want to be in front of the camera today, I can just post what I have.
Yeah. That's a great call.
Yeah.
That is
That was my next question, if that's kind of the approach you made, because I just hear every other approach, like do it when it comes, do a bunch at once, stockpile it, and then divvy it out amongst days.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're a hybrid kind of person.
Yeah.
So do you plan stuff out? How often do you plan stuff out, and how long does that take, and all that business?
Yeah, so I've kind of started structuring my days because, okay, so if I didn't structure my day, I would just be on my phone all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll wake up in the morning, I'll do breakfast and like emails and content for while my breakfast digests. Then I come to the gym. I usually work out, and then I'll do content again for another 2 to 3 hours after the gym. And then I try to put it away. So that way it kind of keeps me from constantly replying to comments. Like it would be like I was glued to my phone.
Sure.
Have you considered getting a second phone?
I should. I really should.
I wonder if that would be a good way to compartmentalize.
That would be a great way.
You know,
Yeah.
Because it's almost like you don't have to put it all away. You put away the business.
Yeah.
But you personally can still be like, yes, Dad, I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do that. I mean, but then sometimes I'll lay in bed at night and I have a notebook I sleep next to, because sometimes I don't know what it is at night. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, your brain activity, it's actually like it's a thing. It's like scientifically proven. Like if you study like brain activity, like right before you go to bed, that's what a lot of like inventors and writers and people who are creatives in other ways before social media existed, they would always keep a notebook by their bed, because they'd be laying in bed and you know your ideas are just swirling, and you get a lot of brain activity right before you fall asleep. So people used to say like the best ideas come right before you go to sleep, and also the best way for you to retain information is what you read before you go to sleep. So you can even test that out. So you can, like, if you're reading something like a book or a textbook or something, like you'll notice that you'll retain what you read right before you fall asleep the best out of anything that you do.
Oh, wow.
So when I was in college, I made a point of studying right before bed so that I could remember stuff if I did study.
If you did study, right. I do notebook. My mom did something when she was younger. She would record herself for like spelling tests.
Oh, yeah.
Like in school, high school, middle school, she would record herself saying the word, spelling the word, putting it on a tape, and putting the tape in, and then she'd put it on, and then she'd go to sleep listening to it.
Oh, wow.
And it's worked, because nowadays, well, you're right. That's the kind of person she is, but nowadays, I mean, she'll spell anything.
That's frightening, by the way.
It's intense.
That is
intense.
crazy.
So I got to start doing that.
Yeah, I gotta start. Maybe not with spelling words.
No, not spelling words.
Yeah, I'll come in with a spelling list to give
Right.
to you.
So you
Intense.
sleep with this notebook. How often do you find yourself writing in this notebook before you go to bed?
Oh my gosh, like every night.
Okay.
Yeah. I almost feel annoying sometimes when I'll be out with people and it's like I'm sitting on my hands. I'm like, God, that would be such a funny TikTok, but I don't want to annoy people, you know? And I'm like, okay. And I'll just set up my phone and I'm like, I got to do it.
Yep.
You know? Like,
Give me a few seconds.
or I'll be at the gym and I never want to get in people's way or annoy people, you know, but sometimes I'm like, oh God, I gotta film this TikTok, you know? And so
just do it, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
Eric has built this gym that is huge. So there's plenty of space.
Yes.
People could go around you.
Yeah.
And what I love about the Mecca is that I don't feel as uncomfortable as I would at any other gym. Like, I can set up my tripod and carry it around, and like, whereas at Axiom, I would never.
You know what's funny is that you're not the first person to say that, and the first person that told me that, probably not the first, but the most notable person that told me that was actually Chris Gethin.
Oh.
Because he's like, we were talking about like filming and things like that for exercise, and obviously he films a ton of content to put out there and things like that, and he's like, you know, this is a bit more of a drive for him than some of the other, like there's like probably 10 gyms closer to him than us, right?
Yeah.
Obviously we're more up his alley in terms of like, you know, what he wants at a gym, because we have all the things that he would want at a gym, like most of us meatheads, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny because he's like, yeah, I'm, you know, getting this video content. He's like, normally at the gym, I would feel really weird about just setting up a tripod and talking into it and filming myself. And he's like, but I feel like that's not frowned upon here. Like, I feel like more free. And it's like, wow, somebody like that,
right,
you know, that has a super robust following, they're like, no, I feel more comfortable filming content here because I feel like people get it.
right.
They
It's
not only
funny.
get it, but even if they don't, they are your cheerleader.
Oh, for sure.
Which I love. Like, it's just like, even the people that, you know, don't film their workouts, don't even have an Instagram, they're like, oh, I love what you're doing, you know? It's just such a great community here. I mean, I've said before, people don't just get a membership at the Mecca. Like, you get a membership at the Mecca, and then next thing you know, you're like about to get the Mecca tattooed on your shoulder. Like, there's like no in between. Like, it is an intense community here.
I could concur with that. I would call it an intense community. And of course we love and appreciate all of the people here that support us, and that's what we're here for, honestly. Like, we're here to support all of our people, to give them a place to do their crazy things. You know.
Well, when we talk about anything Mecca business wise, the first thing we go with, okay, how is this affecting members?
Yeah.
How's this affecting
culture.
people?
Yeah.
It's because the people make the gym. The unfortunate part, if you go to a bigger spot, it's what can the people pay us?
Yeah.
A little bit different here.
Yeah.
Which we focus on. So it's
Yeah.
cool that it's working.
Well, it shows. It really does.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody is struggling or stuck, what words of wisdom do you have for them?
Okay. So I have two things. So the first one is kind of more pertaining to social media. So it would be like, you're never going to please everybody. Oh. You're just not. People are always going to have something to say.
I think that pertains to more than just social media, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. Like, you can't make everybody happy. You just can't. And you're going to kill yourself trying. So you just have to make sure that you're taking care of you first, and then the people that want to support you, they will. And so that one. And then as far as just training goes, every time I'm struggling, I like to think to myself, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Yeah. That's, you know, that's something my parents always told me, and it's true.
Yeah.
Definitely
you want to do all the hard stuff, right?
Yeah.
Chances are, if you have a list of exercises, like if you wrote a list of exercises down that you like versus exercises you don't like, right? What do you think the majority of the ones you like are going to be? Typically speaking, they're going to be the ones where you're good at them. You feel them really well. Yeah. You get a lot out of them when you do them. And, you know, consequently, you enjoy them more. Yeah. Because you like the things that you're good at. And oftentimes, it's for the body parts that are ahead in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. So, you know, for you, it's, you know, you probably really like training lower body. Yeah. probably love leg day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I freaking love leg day.
Yeah, Eric's in the same boat.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
So it's like we're going to gravitate towards those things that are, you know, not, and they're not easier. Like people like us, like they like leg day because it is hard.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the reasons, but it's hard and we like that type of hard. Mm-hmm. What's actually things that we don't tend to like are the exercises that we don't feel like we get a lot out of. Mm-hmm. We like maybe they kind of hurt, like, or they're uncomfortable. Maybe they don't hurt, but they're uncomfortable.
You're not as strong.
For sure. You're gonna if you're an 800-pound deadlifter, I guarantee you like deadlifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Or like they're the exercises that like you haven't really seen progress on. Mm-hmm. Like for a lot of people, it's like overhead press. It's like everybody hates overhead press, except for strongman because they're stupid. Yeah. But anyway,
it's like I've been pressing these 10s on this bar for a year now.
Exactly. So like if you're not as gifted, and maybe it's not even that you're not as gifted, it's just something that you haven't had as much time with, or something, you're more uncomfortable with it. Those are going to be on your least favorites list, right?
Yeah.
And so, but if you think about it, like developmentally for especially competing, then those exercises on your like I don't like list, or the body parts that are on your like I don't like to train list, I would bet my bottom dollar that those are not the body parts that you get on stage and people are like, wow, she's got great this.
Yeah.
Right?
That's me. I mean, I hate hip thrusts. I hate them. And my glutes show for it, you know? Like that's something that I know about myself. But I actually am like, I'm the type of person where it's like, I'm going to learn to love this.
Yes.
Like, I mean, when I first started tracking macros, I wasn't like, I love this. Yeah. Like, you know? But now it's like, oh my gosh, I love tracking my nutrition. I love the way that makes me feel. I learned to love it. I think that that's a common misconception, and something I've talked about on TikTok actually is people think that they're going to go into the gym and they're going to be like, you know, I love it, or they're going to be like, I just don't really like working out. Right. And it's like, you think I liked it the first week?
Right.
Sure.
You know, you have to learn to love it.
One of the things that really helps with that, in my experience with clients, is when you know, say you're working on learning to love something, and at first it's like you're forcing yourself to do things, you know, and you have to build that discipline in, because that's what it really comes down to. You have to start out with having that disciplined mindset first to build that consistency, because consistency takes discipline. So then you build that discipline mindset in, and then you start to do the things that, you know, you're using that discipline to work on. And what really makes it stick is when you see improvement. It's like you get that little grasp. It's like you're trying, you're trying, and then it just catches, and it's like you see success, and it's like that little bit of progress. It's like weight loss with people. It's like they're super discouraged, and then they see the scale drop, and it's just like switch flips. Yeah. And I think that pertains to, well, I know that pertains to like a lot of aspects of life as well. It's kind of the point that you're making.
Yeah, no, that is exactly it. That's exactly it. People are like, you know, they won't see results after 2 weeks. And they're like, well, it's not for me.
Yep. Well, see you later.
I'm like, gosh,
this isn't where my passion
it's so frustrating. And I'm sure you can attest to this as a trainer. Like, no, just hold on for just a little bit longer. Like, it's coming, I promise. It gets easier. It really does. Once it becomes part of your routine. Like, you get the question all the time of how do you stay so disciplined, you know? And it's like, well, it's just my routine, you know? I wouldn't wake up in the morning and be like, today I'm not going to brush my teeth. It's like, today I'm not going to go to the gym. Like, same thing. Like, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's absolutely like,
build the habits. And so what do you think people need to do to build that consistency in? What's the secret there? Because I think I'm sure a lot of people that listen to this are like, okay, I've got that down. You know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people that listen to us on here are definitely the crowd that has consistency. But if you were talking to somebody that it's like, man, I really, you know, kind of envy what you have going on. Like that would be so cool to, you know, be able to have this influence and this following and to have this, you know, self-discipline to go to the gym and to be so fit all the time. What would you tell them? Like, what is your advice to get somebody from like, I want to do that to, okay, I'm doing this?
I feel like I'm always pretty straight up with people of like, there are sacrifices that you're going to have to make. And that's just point blank what it is. Yeah. Like if you're not willing to give some things up, it's not going to happen. And until you make that decision for yourself of like, all right, like instead of, it's just prioritizing your life. Right. It's priorities. So you do have time. Yeah. That's one thing that bothers me. I mean, like, all right, we all have the same amount of hours in the day.
Right.
You work 8 of them.
Right.
Wake up an hour earlier, get your cardio done, whatever it is. So I would say just, prioritizing your life. That's what it comes down to.
I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. People talk about being busy when they have a 40-hour week obligation to work, and I'm like, what do you do with all the other time?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I want all that other time.
It's
Can I have some of your other time?
It's crazy to me to think about, oh my gosh, what did I do before I went to the gym? Like I just went to work and then that was it. Like,
right. No, true. That's fair.
You know,
that's a fair point.
The funny thing is, I was talking to Monique, who's for those listening, she's been in prep for like 6 months now, roughly. She just did her last show, and she was very successful. She made it to nationals. It was great.
She looked amazing.
First season, too.
Yeah, first season, like huge, like total rookie of the year award. She crushed it. But the funniest thing was the other day, and you know, the day after the show, I gave her some just general parameters to kind of help her, you know, kind of reacclimate to not having like this contest is, you know, that because that's a thing, you know, you have this contest in mind and you have this goal, then you accomplish it. Well, what's next? You know,
like those post-show blues.
Yeah. But you know, I think that with a lot of my people now, I'm doing better and better at preparing them for that situation. And if you know, kind of going into it that like you have to approach it a certain way, it really fixes that problem almost completely. But I saw her on a few days after she had gotten back and kind of gotten back into her normal routine, and you know, immediately at post show we're dropping people's cardio like way off, because pre-contest, depending on the person of course, but she was having to do quite a bit of cardio. Like she was up to an hour a day at the very end. And that wasn't, she didn't do that for very long, but there was long periods of time where she was like 40 minutes 5 days a week, and it was just, you know, part of her routine, right? And the other day she's like, I haven't known what to do with myself the past couple days. I have so much time. She's like, what did I do with my time before I did contest prep? Like, I feel like I am so efficient. I have so much time on my hands. And I'm like, I know, it's pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Like, but that's totally the case. And it's like, you look at it and people really do have a lot of like kind of mute time, so to speak, or this like kind of inert time that's like you're filling it oftentimes with like unproductive things. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And you don't even realize how much time you spend. Like your screen time. I hate when I get those notifications.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
I'm like, turn it off.
I'll
like swipe it off. I'm like, I don't even want to look at it.
Every Sunday you get your screen time report out, and it's like, oh, your screen time's up by 10% this week. You know, an average of X amount of hours.
But here's the thing, for like the majority of like the population is, you know, they don't have to be bodybuilders. You don't have to be a power lifter. If you just go outside and walk for 30 minutes, like that's more than you were doing before.
For sure.
That's something that I try to tell people is you don't have to go 0 to 100. Like that's not what I'm saying. Like just adding movement in your day, that's going to do wonders for you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you can be on your phone and walk. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Walk on the treadmill and be on your phone. You might as well. Like
Killing two birds with one stone there.
Right.
Yeah.
Just be careful. You can get a little neck issue going
Yeah.
there.
Neck issue.
I'm gonna be like this.
Going back and forth, hitting the bumpers on the side. Maybe that's just a big guy issue.
Yes.
Just hit the bumpers as I'm walking.
Hunter walks diagonally.
Okay, that does happen to me often though. Like if I get it up, if I get it up too high, I'll be like, or if I just had a leg day the day before.
There's
and
a
I'm
funny
sore,
TikTok.
I'm like,
There's a TikTok.
There we go. Write that down.
Yeah, write it down
in a notebook.
Oh man, that's funny. So, what's the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning?
Oh God, food.
Food.
Great answer.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so first thing. Well, so I have a dog. I have a miniature wiener dog.
Oh my gosh.
His name is Kevin.
Stop.
He
That's
is the love of my life. He is the love of my life. So
Kevin.
So I wake up to Kevin. It sounds like I'm like talking about a boyfriend or something, but no.
No.
Dogs
It's my
are
wiener
better.
dog.
Dogs are much better.
So I go take him to the bathroom. So that's probably the first thing I think
You take
about.
who to the bathroom?
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
And then myself.
Yes. You do the dog first.
Okay,
You're
depends.
a gracious individual.
Yeah.
Well, I wake up all night. I drink so much water throughout the day that I wake up all night and pee.
You should
So.
moderate that.
It's bad.
Sleep is very important.
I know. It's bad.
Drink more earlier in the day helps. Trust me.
Yeah. I need to like cut myself off after like 8:30 or something.
So what you're telling me is you've been up a couple hours earlier and already peed.
Yeah.
So he's a priority.
So he's first, then me.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Then I do food immediately. Yeah.
Okay. So let's dive into the food topic.
Okay.
What I mean, I'm sure you're tracking, you have a plan, you have macros, you have all that business, but
Oh yeah.
what are your food choices like?
So I've learned about myself as I'm a pretty routine person. Some might even be like, your food is so boring. But to me, I enjoy that. I like the simplicity of it.
Totally.
So I kind of eat relatively the same things. And I've noticed with my digestion, it's just so much easier on my body to just keep with the same foods.
For sure.
So I kind of stick to my same prep foods, if you will, but just more of them.
She's a basic bodybuilder chick.
Basic bodybuilder chick.
I just don't try to do anything crazy.
So what is it? What is your typical day right now? What are the hot items?
Okay. So
Let's get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah. I always do a salad at lunch.
Oh.
Always. Like
She's
grilled
a
chicken
lunch
salad.
girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I still do like egg whites in the morning with like an egg. So I'm a volume eater.
Yeah.
I
No,
like
that's
the
fair.
act of eating.
Yeah, that's
It
fair.
doesn't matter.
Act of eating.
It doesn't matter like what my calories are at. I still want to eat the most amount
Sure.
possible.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
that's just So
That's why you have muscles.
Yeah, right.
I love eating. Oh my gosh. This is why I love improvement season is like
Common misconception. Oh, you people that compete don't like to eat food.
no.
It's
My ass.
very much
It's
the
the
opposite.
opposite.
I'm obsessed.
So you got egg whites and an egg. Are you an
Yeah.
oatmeal type of girl?
No.
Oh, she's not.
I'm
Okay.
not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Alright.
So have you ever had those Joseph's like lavash breads before?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So I'll do like the pita version of that.
Okay.
And I'll tear it up and eat it like Indian food almost.
Oh,
Oh,
heck
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's like my go-to
I mean,
breakfast.
I love Indian
with
food,
like
so that makes
with like
sense.
turkey. I'll do that.
Okay.
That's like my go-to breakfast. Salads at lunch. I like ground turkey for dinner, and I'll make kind of like a stir fry thing
There
with
you go.
vegetables.
What are your go-to veggies?
Broccoli's my go-to.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, bless
and
your heart.
cauliflower.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Good for
Were you?
you.
Did
The
you
trees.
always like vegetables growing up, or is this like a new thing?
No.
Yeah. See, I noticed the first time after I legit starved myself to compete,
Yep. Well, yeah.
then all of a sudden I'm like, I like broccoli now.
Oh my
I
God.
hated broccoli growing up.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Well, okay, I found that with all foods. I was actually a super picky eater
Oh.
up until I did my first prep, and then afterwards I'm like, everything sounds good.
Yeah.
Anything that's not chicken and rice, yeah, I'll eat it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
fair.
For sure.
Right.
So now it's almost like I've turned into this foodie.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I didn't care.
You were just one of us. Now.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing, but I'm sure everybody, or I don't know.
Lay it
I'll
all
just say
out.
it. I'll just say it. There, I'll say it. I'll watch those like food videos while I do cardio.
Oh, for sure.
Like those like mukbangs.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I'll like turn down the brightness because I'm worried that somebody behind me is going to see what I'm watching.
Oh, heck 'em. You
And
can watch what you want.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Like, nobody's going to be surprised, especially after this. They're going to be like, oh, Payton's doing cardio.
Yeah,
She's
they're
either
gonna know.
TikToking
Yeah.
or watching food videos.
yeah, that's what I
Right.
do. Oh, those like 10,000 calorie challenges.
Oh, for
Yeah.
Christ's sake, yes.
Yeah, those are a
And
good time.
Why am I so confident that I could do it? Like, no.
Because you're a confident person.
Because- you
But
don't
in
go
my
halfway
head, I'm
into
like,
things. I love it.
I can absolutely eat 10,000 calories. It's like, no, I can't.
Those are just like the food challenges in general. It's like, I don't know why this person's struggling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll
I'd be
be like,
fine.
I'm
Yeah.
stuffed. I'm like, I could eat that whole pack of Oreos.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's different with
never know.
lifters, though, because you, like, metabolically speaking, like, you're just on a different level than normal humans.
Yeah.
And, like, muscles are essentially storage space for calories, right?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever the route may be, like, you store excess, sugars essentially in your muscle tissue, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, the leftover, unfortunately, gets turned into body fat. But I
Unfortunately.
mean, you build up these massive storage facilities essentially, and
Yeah.
those muscles are hungry, man.
hungry. Yes.
Hungry.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what's a weird food I've been? So I'll get on these like little kicks
Mm-hmm.
for food. I'm obsessed with baby carrots recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Interesting.
It's a weird one for sure. But I definitely,
that's
it's like,
understandable.
it's like I'm like at like one of those little packs a day.
Oh,
It's like, it's
yeah.
bad. I go to the grocery store like often.
So do you do the packs, or the little packs, or do you do the big pack and then pack them out yourself?
It depends. If I get the big pack, I'll eat the whole thing. So
Oh,
I've
really?
got to, yeah, I've got to
Damn.
limit myself.
Vitamin E, you're gonna have great eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
right. And then
A little bunny
orange
rabbit.
skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I'm
She's
like-
gonna turn into an Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa.
Here's like,
that's
Payton's
funny.
looking a little orange.
So, so if you're eating out, do you have go-to spots where you go to eat out or favorites?
Ooh.
I wouldn't say that I eat out all that often. But if I do,
Are you like a fancy girl, or are you like Cafe Rio girl?
ooh, I'm not a fancy girl. I'm not.
She's,
Not gonna pretend to be
alright.
something I'm not. Gosh, I'll go to like Qdoba
There
and
you
do
go.
like their bowls,
those are good.
and then
Qdoba or Chipotle, which is better?
I like Qdoba better.
You're the second person that's told me that recently.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I'm undecided, actually.
I haven't had Qdoba enough.
So I just had it in the airport in
They've always got them in the
Atlanta.
airports.
Yeah,
They're the airport.
yeah. And
Yeah, you always see
honestly,
someone in the airport. Yeah.
like, it was
And
pretty good.
Smashburger.
Yeah.
It was pretty. Oh, dudes,
The-
gross.
I know they're always there.
Yeah.
They are. They are always
weird.
there. Chick-fil-A was popular in the airports that I just were at.
That's
everybody
fair.
had a
You're
Chick-fil-A.
there in the South.
But the line is always down the damn hallway, and I'm like, I
Sure.
don't have a long enough layover to get friggin' Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, right.
Oh
You need
no,
a
they're
whole day
so
labor.
fast though. They're so fast.
they?
I think it depends. I think we're blessed with the one we have here.
They are efficient.
It's unreally efficiency.
So, do you go and get like the naked chicken nuggets from there? Is that a thing?
I have done that before.
Okay.
Only once though. I wasn't a huge fan. To me, I'm always like, all right, like I said, I'm a volume eater, so it's like, all right, I could eat out or I could go home and make this giant bowl of my food, you know?
With
Yeah.
all
That's
the
just
baby
how I
carrots.
think about things, yeah. But I will make exceptions and eat out, but
Yeah. So, if you're craving one thing, what are you typically craving in terms of food?
cookies.
Cookies. Why am I
She-
not
yeah.
surprised? She's another cookie
She's
monster.
another
Oh my
cookie
gosh,
monster.
we all are. It's
Yeah.
the crumble cookies of the week that get me every time.
Oh.
Have you ever had twisted sugar?
I haven't, but I
Oh
want to try
my
it so bad. Is it
God.
good? Is
It's
it better?
gonna change your life.
Oh my god.
Like honestly, I
Don't
don't go to
tempt me.
Crumble anymore.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, it's that.
Do they have new flavors or is it?
They come out with monthly flavors, but then they have a base. But it's like
Yeah. But they're
Like
so-
20
they're so
options.
good though.
A lot.
They're so good. So good. It's
Are they
disgustingly
thick?
good.
No,
Because
that's the thing. They're,
they're
not.
they're like
No,
thin.
but they're
thin?
soft.
They're soft,
Soft?
and moist as heck.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're the perfect cookie.
It's mind blowing, honestly. So the funny thing is, so all these gals that I just took to these shows, they've been like fantasizing over cookies
Yeah.
on social media. And like, for example, yesterday my wife's like, there's a random box of cookies that showed up at our house. I don't remember ordering them.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, that's when you know you have a problem.
She blacked out. She's
remember.
delusional.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, she
she's
blacked
just
out.
ordering cookies late at night for after prep's over. I'm like, dude,
Were they those
my cookie dealer.
Oh, okay.
'Kay.
I was going to say Fat and Weird. Have you heard of them?
And she got some of those,
'Kay.
and then there's PDX,
Yep.
of course. So I'm going to be honest with you. Trash. All of them, trash.
Really?
Trash.
Hot take. Hot take. You
Hot
heard it
take,
here
trash.
first.
Yeah, and they're like videoing me like, give us your review. And I'm like, this is not good. Like 4 out of 10, like not good.
Oh, just not good.
So
Yeah.
the thing is, and I'm wondering if you know about this secret. It's not really a secret. It's the Toll House chocolate chip lovers that come in the square packages, little squares.
Oh, yeah. They're
Yeah.
like pre-made.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just essentially it's warming up the dough, but you just undercook them by like 3 minutes. And then they're super, they look like a cookie, but they're super gooey. So you have to pull them out and let them completely cool so
Okay.
that they stay in one piece. But they are the softest, best cookies. I would take those over any like fancy cookie from anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to eat a cookie, it's going to be an entire box of those.
Those. Oh,
That's
or
why I work for this
package.
man.
yes.
That's
he knows.
because no, it's
He
the
knows
truth.
cookie
Because I know
secrets.
exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's amazing.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty
my
impressive.
wife will make them, and there's 12 cookies, and they're all gone every time.
Oh my gosh.
Like she's forbid from making them unless I'm prepared to eat
all
at
of
least
them.
8 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That's how I am. Is like, I would go and get crumble, here and there, but it's like I have to have 3 other people to share, or else I will eat
Eat
all
the whole
4
box,
cookies.
yeah.
I will.
It's understandable.
And so no self-control when it comes to sweets. I have a huge sweet tooth.
Do you?
Yeah.
So besides cookies, do you have any favorite desserts? Like what's Thanksgiving look like for you? Are you like apple pie type of girl? Or are you like more of the like cheesecake?
Oh, cheesecake.
pumpkin rolls.
Oh
Ooh,
my gosh, cheesecake is best cake. Best
Yeah.
cake. I'm gonna get married someday, and cheesecake will be the cake of choice.
Very good.
You know what we did at our wedding?
What?
We bought like it was like 30 Costco cheesecakes.
Costco has the best cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
My
we-
cousin, we just went out to their wedding. They did the same thing.
Yeah, we used that as wedding cake. It's genius. It was
Absolutely.
It's genius.
It's great. And I literally, when I eat a piece of it, I literally have like a histamine response. Like my nose gets plugged up. Like I am allergic to whatever is in that. And thank God for that, because it deters me just a little
Yeah.
from eating the
Interesting.
whole,
The whole thing.
cheesecake.
Yeah. They have like a pumpkin cheesecake at
Yeah.
Thanksgiving time. I didn't try it.
Who, the Costco?
Yeah.
The Costco.
The Costco.
Costco. Yeah.
They, I did try it, and I'm not going to lie, I would prefer the regular.
Really?
Yeah. It just wasn't as good.
I've never found one that I liked. I'm a huge pumpkin pie guy.
Okay.
A
Okay.
pumpkin cheesecake.
Costco muffins. Favorite muffin.
Oh,
What
okay,
is
you
it?
go first.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. The chocolate one's good, right?
It is
But
good.
the one with the crumbles.
The apple crumb one.
That one.
That's my favorite.
We
Underrated.
are all in the same boat.
Underdog.
I don't know why
yes.
it's underrated. That's the thing.
But if,
Maybe it's not as well known.
So
yeah,
have you,
people don't know about it.
Have you had the cinnamon butter loaf
No,
from
I
Costco?
haven't.
For Christ's sake.
Oh
we
my
got them when we
I'm
did the move.
Sorry. So we did, when it was the day we moved the gym. It was the 22nd of February. I'll forever
You're like, I
remember that
remember.
day. It was
4
a Tu-
p.m.
It was a Tuesday morning. At a lot of us showed up at 6 a.m. to get one last workout at the old spot before we moved. And we had gone to Costco, Hunter and I, and we got snacks and goodies so people could, eat, and like we had sustenance for people so
Yeah.
they didn't, get lightheaded in the move. But this was my first experience with the cinnamon butter loaf.
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, little loaves.
And we got the apple crumb muffins, which are definitely my favorite muffin.
Yes.
But then this loaf thing from Costco was like one of the best things I've ever eaten.
Oh my gosh.
It's probably what made the
Real.
move so successful.
Oh
to
my
be
gosh.
honest.
Like,
That's why the Mecca is the way it is
Why we
today.
moved a whole facility in 2 days was because
we
of
were
this loaf.
hopped up on sugar.
Just
is what
one
we were.
loaf for the whole staff?
So it was like
They
4
come in a
mini
package
loaves.
of 2.
Oh,
Okay.
2 mini loaves. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we bought a couple packages of them. And I'm not kidding you. If you like those apple crumb muffins, it's like kind of crumbly, sugary, like
All the good
on
stuff.
top. And then like this like yellow kind of cakey. Like they're so good.
So good.
So we just basically lived off of that and Fairlife chocolate
Yeah,
protein
Fairlife
shakes.
shake.
Yeah. Do you
the
like
move,
their
but-
protein bars?
The Fairlife ones?
No, the Kirkland.
Kirkland ones?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
don't
for
think I could
a
probably eat
long
'em.
time ago. Yeah, they had the Premier protein bars, but I don't know if I've had the
That's my go-to protein bar.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. I don't like to eat protein bars because I'm a volume eater and I'd
Right.
rather eat a lot than have a 190 calorie bar.
Right.
But if I do have one, those ones, the cookie dough ones,
Oh,
are
okay.
so good.
Is it like a
Interesting.
Quest bar type?
Oh no! What are
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just the perfect amount of chewy.
Oh, gotcha.
The consistency is good. I don't think it's chalky at all.
Okay.
I like it.
Were you
Oh, these guys.
around when Quest bars first came out?
I don't think I was eating
This
them.
is like circa. Oh, those ones. Yeah, I have had those. Those are
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I haven't
They're
been
good.
able
So,
to.
and those are like Quest bars. And when Quest bars first came around, they were next freaking level good. But here's the problem. I think what happened was, and I could be totally wrong. Somebody's going to fact check me on this and send me a nasty gram, but I'm pretty sure that they tested the bars and compared the calorimetry or whatever the test is called to break down what macros are in and calories are in the bar, and they were mislabeled big time. And so then I think they changed the formula to actually fit it. And then since then, this is just my suspicion, either that or they did it to cut costs.
Sure.
But in the past few years, not the same.
Yeah.
And the last time I prepped for a show, I ate a Quest bar a day because it was like my treat for
Yeah.
the day. It
It's
was
like candy bar.
Exactly. The apple pie one, so good.
So
They had
good.
like apple chunks in it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're so good. Anyway, I just don't think they're the same anymore.
Interesting.
I like I don't know if you've ever had them, the Bear Bells bars. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next time you're they only sell them at like certain gas stations.
Oh, okay.
They taste like candy bars.
Oh.
The cookies and cream one.
What's it called? Bear what?
I'm like, not sponsored, but
Yeah.
those are good. Those are good.
What are they called?
Bear Bells.
Bear Bells.
Yep.
Okay. Have you had the G2G bars, like the ones
No,
at
but-
Costco in the refrigerated
No,
section?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen them.
They taste like you're just eating a cube of peanut butter, basically.
These things?
Yes, and that one in specific.
Oh, I haven't even seen those.
I like the
You're gonna
look.
bite into it and be like, "This is a Snickers."
It-
Yeah.
oh, I'm into that.
They
Yeah.
have them at Trader Joe's too.
Oh, no kidding.
Walk
there you
right
go.
next door.
Right
Shoot.
next door.
Well, there you go.
Have you had the Trader Joe's cinnamon rolls?
I haven't.
Have you heard about them?
Oh,
Have I heard about them? No.
Well, now you have.
like it's amazing to me that a pre-made cinnamon roll that you can just go buy at the store is that freaking good.
It's impressive.
Really?
They're like 390 calories. They're like 57 carbs, 14 or 18 grams of fat, something like that. And like,
worth it. Are
like
they
a few grams
just
of
worth
protein.
every macro? Or
oh
what?
my god. Yeah.
So
So
mad impressive.
they're
He
great.
knows the caloric breakdown. He's like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to check it. But
It's-
we were surprised by how low the fat was.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed
Right.
about the fat amount, to be honest. But yeah, it is. There's some rare treats out there. So when I started competing, I don't know if you did this or if you still currently do this. I wouldn't look down upon you if you did, because I do occasionally still. But I would go into the grocery store and just read the labels of like every
Oh my God.
different food ingredient and item? Do you do that?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. People think I'm so weird because
How
I'll
long
be
did
like,
you spend
they're
in
like,
the grocery store today?
oh, I'll go. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm like, can I come?
Yeah.
Like, I love it there. I absolutely love
My
it there.
favorite place.
That's hilarious.
I would say I have a ranking actually of grocery stores in the area.
Oh, let's hear it.
I could guess your number one.
Okay, guess it.
Albertsons Marketplace.
Okay, that's number 2.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Number
Number
1,
one.
coming in at number 1, Fred Meyer.
The one right over here?
The one right over there.
Yeah, that's like next door to us.
Yeah, obsessed.
That's a good one.
I don't know why.
They do have a good selection. They just rearranged the whole store, too.
Yeah, they did. It was annoying when they were going through that.
Oh, my gosh.
I go like every day, so I'm a regular there.
Oh, good.
But
Where everyone knows your name.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Payton.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, as a bodybuilder, you have to go and buy meat all the time. I'm
Sure.
constantly like
Yeah.
doing that. So, but now I just go to the grocery store for fun. Something to do.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Well, then,
And-
okay, so 2's Albertsons Marketplace.
Oh yeah, 2 is Albertsons Marketplace, and then the WalMarts. They're different, you know. Like the
Wally
Walmart.
World. So
It
do you
depends on the Walmart.
It does. Do you find that you go to like 3 different grocery stores to get all of the things that you need? Because one place doesn't have the exact
The exact
item.
one. Yep.
Because it has to be a specific one.
Oh, yeah.
Because this particular item at this grocery store has 1 less gram of fat in
Yeah.
it than the one at this place.
Yeah, and that sounds so wild. I feel like to other people.
First world problems.
But to me, I'm like, no, that is make or break, and
it
I will go
matters.
to another grocery store across
Because
town.
that means that I can fit in a little bit more peanut butter if I do
yeah,
that.
it's
Well, yeah.
all about figuring out how much can I eat.
Yes.
It's fun. It's like a puzzle.
It is.
So,
Bodybuilder Tetris.
It's a bit of a game.
yeah.
It is. So, where's Winco fit into this mix?
Oof, I'm not a Winco girl.
Oh, me neither at all.
I just
funny
the
to hear you say
vibes.
that.
It's the vibes.
It's
Totally the
I
vibes.
walk in there, I don't feel comfortable.
It's a totally
Yeah.
different vibe.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It is.
No, I do like Fred Meyer as well. They have some good stuff.
And you know what? Their clothing underrated.
It is.
They
yeah.
have some cute
They
clothes.
do. And there's always good sales.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is decent. Yeah.
And if
I
you're a
will
part
concur.
of the rewards program, you save some money.
Yeah,
You type in
it's-
your phone number.
Yeah.
It's like $15 off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll go just for that.
Sure.
Yeah, it
Makes
is
me
true.
excited.
Yeah, it's totally why they do it. They rope
Have you
in.
seen
Rope you
those
in.
grocery stores where we don't have any obviously here, but you put the items in the cart and it'll tell you your total as you go?
Oh, I've
I think
seen
some
that. I haven't been
Walmarts
to
do
one.
it.
Yeah.
If we had one of those,
Yeah,
would be
they like
obsessed.
some Walmarts. They started doing like the little scanner thing that you like scan it as you put it in your cart, and then you get up to the thing, and then you just like scan the thing and pay. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah,
Interesting
next
deal.
level.
yeah. There are like convenience stores that like I think Amazon has done that. It's like you grab something off the shelf and it charges you for it, or like when you leave the building, it just
Like that
everything
technology
has a
that
sensor.
Ava's
yeah.
fridge has out
Yeah,
there.
so it's like the fridge, yeah, and you pull something out of the
that would
fridge,
be
like
crazy.
it's just yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It is. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to segue from the food conversation, because we could do
We
this
could
for
go
hours.
on and on.
If you could have dinner with 3 people, these people can be dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Okay. So I thought about this question.
You knew it was going to come.
I knew it was coming. And I feel like you guys might make fun of me for my answer.
We would never.
Have we made fun of anybody on this show for their answer?
Okay, but I can back it up.
Okay, fair
All
enough.
right?
Let's hear it.
Kim Kardashian.
Oh,
And
man.
here's why. Here's why.
The quick. Okay, and here's why.
I'm like, let me. She really did build herself into a brand. The Kardashians in general,
I can concur with that.
like,
No, they did it.
they think about it,
Love
you know?
them or hate them, they are famous.
Yeah, and
Because
it's
you
for
either
a
love them or
reason.
hate them.
Yep.
And it's
Oh, yeah.
like, name something, I need to go get makeup. Oh, the Kardashians have something for that. I need to go get this. The Kardashians have something for that. They really did take their name and make
For
it into
sure.
this billion-dollar.
Just don't do it
brand.
by filming a porno
Oh, yeah.
first.
Yeah.
That's poor taste.
Poor taste.
But I can also back her up in the sense of something negative happened. She took it She ran with it?
I think
she
that
built
was
an empire.
intentional. I'm going to be totally honest. That had,
You think so?
Oh, for sure. Talk about, I mean, what's the saying? Like, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
Made her famous. It put her on people's radar.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean? So
I think the real genius is Chris, because she just ran the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Chris, yeah, she's manipulating behind the scenes for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to respect it.
Yeah.
There's can't anybody out there that's not respecting it, but like, it's either one of those things where you love it or hate it. But yeah, because it would be fascinating to know like what it actually took and what actually goes on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because
and
their brand is all super like, it's all the looks,
Yeah.
right? You never see them not looking specifically.
But they're extremely smart women. I mean, they have to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're
Yeah,
very,
like
very
business women.
Right.
So, I mean, and then Kim, now she's like a lawyer. So.
Oh, really?
Did
Yeah.
she get the degree?
Yeah, she like took the bar, everything.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm
Go
very up
her.
to date on my Kardashian news.
Go her.
Kardashian News? Is this an app?
No.
Oh.
I'm just like, that's
Oh,
so
my
funny.
gosh.
That's an
Okay.
embarrassing one.
Okay, who's
But,
number 2?
Gosh, you know, my grandpa passed away recently, so I would probably say him. Just a personal, like, just to be able to have a conversation with him one more time. And then probably someone in the bodybuilding world, like high up in the bodybuilding world, just because I feel like that would be beneficial. So, like, a head judge, you know, Sandy or...
Have dinner with
Sit them
Sandy.
down for a while.
Sandy's really pretty sweet lady, actually. I don't know. I mean, I've had limited interactions with her. I haven't had any super personal conversations, but every time I've had conversations with her, she's very kind and well-spoken.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, someone like that, or just like one of the pros that I idolize would be
Okay,
cool.
so let's do this then. So we've got, there's kind of like almost like a top 4 group that's been going around in the pro leagues for bikini. Mm-hmm. You got Ashley K, Laura Lee, Janet now is back.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorites is Issa, actually.
Yeah, amazing physique.
She's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
So-
the black bikini.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, yeah. So pick your tops. Who are your tops?
So
Who are the top pros that you follow, and who, out of all of them, who would you like to meet and hang out with the most?
yeah, I think that as far as like physique goes, like Laura Lee is just my favorite.
Yeah, she's next level. For sure.
Just nobody has like a back pose like her, and it's just like she's just obviously like the winner.
That's
I don't know.
true,
I'm
yeah.
just like obsessed with her physique. So she's super awesome. And then I listened to Ashley K's podcast.
Oh,
So I really do like her.
she's super sweet.
Gosh, but
Yeah, I've met her a few times too. Like last month at Wasatch, I was just like, hey,
yeah.
congrats, like you looked amazing. And she's always super sweet, very receptive.
The thing
So
that
it's
I
cool.
admire about her is the way that she handles her off season. Like, she is constantly competing. Like, that girl,
Yeah.
gosh, she just always looks like she's like stage ready. It's insane.
Yeah, she stays pretty close, and that can be good and bad. I mean, especially so like her back pose, speaking of back poses, her back pose is like also like almost untouchable. She just has a little bit of a different silhouette than Laura Lee. She's a little bit shorter in the waist, but I actually think that her leg shape and glute shape can be advantageous just because Laura Lee tends to have more, you can see more lower quad, and it takes away from the overall shape a little bit. This is obviously splitting hairs. They're the best in the
They're
world.
amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
But with Ashley, that's not her problem. Her, like, as far as like judging against the other elite, you know, that top 5 of the pros at the Olympia, it's her width,
Yeah.
you know, that she needs to work on, and she needs to put on some size in her shoulders and her upper body. So competing as frequently as she does is going to hurt her
Yeah.
when it comes to making improvements like that.
Yeah.
So,
And her, I mean, have you listened to their podcast?
no, I haven't. I know a few people who do and really like it, but
They're pretty like set in their ways of how I don't know,
like how
Adam,
they do things.
he just kind of likes to keep her like super lean, is what I've like noticed. And they kind of are very, very adamant about that. So it's interesting. It's an interesting.
Yeah, and she doesn't stay like shredded all the time, but she is very lean.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, in order to make improvements, like you have to have at least a slight surplus in calories. It's not just gonna, muscle is not just gonna appear.
Yeah.
You know, without the proper nutritional intake. So, yeah, I feel like, you know, even at that level, and I don't have any clients that compete at the Olympia, but, you know, I definitely can see when people have flawed ways of thinking, even at that level. And like you said, you know, people that get set in their ways with things like that, like it's not always for the best, even though like somebody like that would be like, wow, I coached an Olympian. I coach an Olympia winner. Like, I know better than you. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, some of that's luck of the draw, buddy. I mean, let's be honest. Like, it's genetics is a lot of it.
They're the absolute genetic
like
superstars of the world.
You literally lucked out. I mean,
hit the genetic lottery,
exactly.
if you will.
Yeah. And it's not that, like, other people don't have clients that are genetically gifted like they do. But, like, you know, when you coach one of the most gifted women in the world, it's easy for you to say, well, yeah. But the thing that is the tell for me with people and their athletes is look at what people do with all of their athletes. With a team like that, a lot of times what they do is they get such a volume of people that contact them and want training from them because they are obviously good at what they do. Yeah. And they have success, and like it's no mystery to me as to why. And sure, people should contact them. Like, I'm sure they have something to offer, but you want to look at like the low level people that they work with and see what the success rate is like with the people that aren't the super elite genetic pool, right? Yeah. Because that's really, if you can make something out of somebody that, you know, might not be like the best genetics, that is extremely challenging as well. Not that it's more challenging than just your Olympia winner, but like there's more to it than just like that one or two people that are like successful. Like a really good coach has repeated results with with several people that are doing really well, right? So, you know, anyway, that's my soapbox about coaching and genetics and stuff. Yes. But yeah, I mean, people just shouldn't get stuck with what they're doing. You know, regardless, especially, I mean, you're getting a great result, especially in Ashley's case. Obviously, you're getting a great result. She wins tons of shows, but you know, you're talking about improving something that's already one of the best in the world. But when you're competing against the best in the world, like, it matters, obviously. So, I mean, I guess everybody at any level can kind of take something away from that. But, okay, here we go. Top 3 books. Are you a reader?
You know, okay. It's so funny. I was telling Andrew, he was making fun of me a little bit because we were training together like a few weeks ago, and I go, you know what? I do not read as often as I should. I don't. And I'm going to take up reading. He's like making fun of me. Like, I just made this groundbreaking discovery. I'm going to take up reading. But I actually have read a few books
very good.
in the past few months.
Right.
So I read this book called Willpower by John Tierney. Okay. Super good. I actually like kind of going back to our generation's squirrel, you know, it's hard. Reading is a skill. It is a skill, and it's something that you can very easily lose. So getting back into, okay, I'm going to read this book and I'm going to retain the information. Right. It was honestly difficult. That's might be embarrassing to say,
if you
but
don't do it, no, that's totally.
It's just like anything.
So I was like, I'm gonna read this book start to finish. I'm gonna do it, you know. And so I did it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it got easier as it went on. So that book was super awesome. Gosh, all the like self-help books. My dad owns like 1 million of them.
Huh.
Always trying to get me to read them. He actually has written books. My dad's an author, yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So his books, he'd probably want me to say that.
Yeah. His books, yeah. What kind of books does he write?
He writes like nonfiction, like he's a world history teacher.
Oh,
so yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Love me some history.
Yes, big fan. History buffs over here.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hunter's a known history buff. Well, that brings us to movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Important. So what are your top 2?
Okay, so I'm not, you guys are going to hate me too. I'm not a huge movie person.
Really?
Yeah, I never have been. Like even as a kid,
Are
I
you a
wasn't.
TV show person?
Yeah, I don't really like watch TV.
Okay. No, I'm just asking. I'm just figuring more
There's
about
this
you.
like TikTok sound that's like I don't watch TV, but yeah, no, I just don't. I don't enjoy it.
To be fair, I'm not a TV watcher myself, and movies have become less enchanting to me, I would say, recently, especially recently. But, I mean, let's be honest, if you don't know some of the more famous movies, then you're not going to understand half of what I say.
Yeah, if you want to get to know Eric, you got to know the movies.
You gotta know
gotta
movies.
know movie quotes,
Okay, I
especially
will say,
anything Chris Farley.
growing up, my favorite movie for years, it was so weird, was The Shining. I was
Oh my gosh.
absolutely, as a kid,
Wow.
watched it over and over again. Like my parents were probably like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
She's
You know?
going to kill small
I
animals.
had a picture, like a Shining movie poster in my room.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it about it, do you think?
I don't know, something about it just made me like, I didn't find it super scary because it's not an overly scary movie. It's just
No.
eerie.
It is.
And so I just liked it.
They just
I
don't
know.
make them like that anymore.
No.
Yeah, which I think
Very
movies
artistic.
like that are way scarier
Did
than
you
the
ever
like
watch,
jump scare movies.
like
you know?
Pet Cemetery or any of
No,
those?
I
or The
didn't.
Poltergeist or The Exorcist? Those
The
are-
Exorcist, yes.
Okay, yeah, those are like those old school like horror, scary kind of films that were actually like
Yes.
good. Nowadays, all the scary like horror type stuff, it's just gory.
Which
Gory
I
or, like-
hate. I
Yeah.
hate
Or, like, what's the-
violent.
Oh, really?
I can't do it. It's just something about it. I'm like, okay.
So like
It's just too
horror
much.
violence or like even action adventure violence?
Even action adventure.
Like James
violence.
Bond doing his thing on the bad guys.
Okay. There's a line.
Okay.
If it reaches the point where it's like, okay, this is every other scene, I'm just not into it.
Fair.
Okay.
You like lose me after that. But a little bit is okay.
But a good fight scene
Yeah.
here and there.
I could hang with a good
Right.
fight.
Well, it sounds
Yeah,
like you're a story buff. You like stories.
Yeah.
And they just don't make stories, especially in the horror genre like they used to.
Oh,
Like
for
those
sure
are
now.
stories. These other things are like jump
So-
scare you
Yeah.
or like tease you a little bit just so they can.
So
Yeah.
what's the last movie you saw in a theater?
I haven't been since before COVID.
Me either.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
So
used
I
to go
couldn't
all the
even
time.
tell you because that was
You don't
so.
remember?
It's crazy that was so long ago, but yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
That is wild.
Speaking
Remember
of-
when they were doing like you could rent out like the whole.
Oh
theater?
yeah.
Oh, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people were doing that, but no. Yeah, they weren't making movies, so I didn't.
Yeah, there
No.
was a real lull. I mean, everybody had to watch Tiger King because it was the only thing.
This is the only thing.
Did
We
you
had
watch
to.
that?
They held a gun to our head, and we had to watch Tiger King.
Legitimately.
Did it?
Did you watch
Yeah,
it?
I did.
Oh my
I did.
gosh,
What a wild ride.
dude.
Well, we're just getting out of that hole though. Still.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
whole movie
Yeah.
hole of
Yeah.
things coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Well,
for
Carol
sure.
Baskin definitely killed her husband.
Definitely.
Definitely.
With, I would have.
If you guys learn anything from this podcast, Carol Baskin. She's guilty.
I'm telling you, she's guilty.
So let's go on. More importantly, to your gym playlist. What are
Okay.
we listening to these days?
So it depends on the body part, and I think
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
This is fantastic. I like it.
so. Yeah, hot
Legs, classical.
yeah,
take. I
right.
just am like
Just
no.
beautiful.
If it's
Oh, yeah.
legs, it's more intense, like like EDM, kind of
Okay.
more like yelling at me.
Right up Hunter's alley. There we
Yeah.
I like the EDM stuff.
And then if it's upper body, it's like more of a pop type sound.
go. Oh yeah.
And the thing with gym music is it's not a certain artist, and it's a sound.
Yeah. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
There
yeah.
it is. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. So sometimes it could be rap, but I would say it's usually not
So what's pop then for you?
pop.
Like what?
Some like.
Are we talking Britney?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Britney got some Demi Lovato.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but I also am a firm believer that everyone has an embarrassing song on their gym playlist, like something where if your headphones disconnected, you would be
You're like, oh, pause.
yeah,
gotta find
come on, you have one.
No, I know I do.
know you have one.
No, I had Hannah Montana on there
Oh,
for a little while.
really?
I'm not kidding you.
Nobody's perfect.
No,
You're
it wasn't
like,
that one.
That's
No,
what
right.
I'm
This
gonna
isn't
know
really
you're
embarrassing,
listening to
but
that.
like I have Mary Poppins on here. But like the overture,
Is that
like
for you or for your kids?
no, that's me.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about my gym playlist.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a weird fella, but that's just me. But I really like EDM, and then for some reason, just like the Blink 182 reference.
Okay.
For some reason, lately,
Blink 182, yeah, it's definitely on my gym playlist.
like I want to learn the guitar right now, like really bad.
Yeah.
Because I want to like jam like the 90s
Yeah.
to early 2000s punk rock.
Yeah.
Punk
yeah,
rock kind of
punk
thing.
rock is
Yeah.
good. That's a good
Pop
one to have
punk.
on your, yeah.
It is. Yeah. That's definitely a vibe for
Yeah.
sure. So what's like the first song when you like, you're going to start your lift, you're going to set the tone, like what's your go-to song?
Ugh. Have you heard the song Trophies by Drake?
I think
I'm
I
sure
have.
I have.
Yeah,
I
that
think I
song.
Setting the tone, trophies. I like it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Is it new? It's not new.
Nah, it's like,
So what's
You
your
got a lot of stuff.
what's your preferred training style? Like, do you like high volume? Do you
okay,
like
I
lifting
like
heavy?
really have to pee. Like,
Oh my
so
God,
bad.
go.
I'm like,
Go.
I'm gonna pee my
Go,
pants.
girl, go. That's on camera.
Thanks for telling us instead of just going, you know. It's probably just a thing we need to do in general. Pee breaks before, like, if we hit a certain benchmark of time. Because we're working on almost 2 hours here. It's been a good one.
Just keep rolling. I really needed a drink anyway, so.
I'm glad that we decided to just do that.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. It's better.
Much better. Paper. Roll it up, roll it down.
Bring them out, bring them out. She's quite a character.
She is. It's been a good conversation.
We're gonna have to keep that in.
This whole part is just gonna be left in.
Oh my gosh, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
All right. Preferred training style. How are we lifting? Or how are we? I shouldn't say how are we lifting. How do we prefer to lift?
Gosh, I like anything that's just hard.
Okay, she likes the hard stuff. Do
I-
you like lifting heavy?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. And that's something that it's hard. You can kind of give me your 2 cents on this, but I feel like my body type, I'm just so in between this like bikini wellness. Like I've got legs, but not enough leg for like wellness.
It gets pretty intense.
Yeah.
I will say that you definitely fit that wellness profile with the way that you're developed right now, but as you continue to train and balance out and stuff, it may be difficult for you to get, I would say, big enough, I guess, to like for I shouldn't say that. I think you definitely are more wellness because with bikini you would want to tone down your quads a bit.
Yeah, which is why I don't want to do that, because I do enjoy lifting
Right.
heavy and I do enjoy like
Yeah.
legs and yeah. Whereas if I was like, okay, I'm gonna be full steam ahead bikini, I would
Yeah.
have to stop doing that.
You would definitely have to not work your quads. And the way that your quads are separated just as you walk around right now, that's not necessarily desirable for bikini. So that would hurt you in terms of the judging. I think that you do have more of a wellness build. It's just in the stage of development that you're at right now. You just want to get more size everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like at the national level, you know, they're extremely thick. And like a lot of the women that compete at the local level really should and could do bikini where they're at right now.
Yeah.
A lot of them, just because of the size difference.
Yeah.
Like the gals in wellness at the national and pro level, like they are thick.
Yeah.
Thick, which you can get to.
Yeah.
You know, over
which, like I
time.
said, it's like I'm in it for the long haul, which is why I'm not in a hurry to step on stage, because I realized very quickly how much size I need to put on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
As it sits right now, I mean, you could, like when you competed last year, I'm like, oh, you could do both. You know, just because you could definitely fit into both categories at the moment, but you definitely want to prioritize one.
Yeah.
And I think that in the long haul, wellness would be better for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's just, I feel like the category was made for women that are built like me. So why not, you know, go with what my genetics say I should do?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think the separation in the categories is getting more distinct over time. You know, anytime there's a new division introduced, judges are still figuring out the consistency on how they're judging categories, and it's like it's a little bit more all over the place at first, but there's clearer and clearer lines as we go through time with the separation between the two categories. And you know, it's very apparent. Like at this national show, there was a gal that did bikini and she got second in her class, which is great, but she should have done wellness, and had she done wellness, she may have won.
Yeah.
Like I don't think she would have won, but she would have been close to winning. You know what I mean? I think much more on the verge of winning than she was with bikini, you know? So I think a lot of that comes down to like, what do you want to do? What do you want to train for? You know?
Well, it's also like you have to be the one to walk around with your body the other 364 days of the year.
Right.
So like, that's why, you know, I like the look, so I can.
I love the wellness look.
Yeah.
To be honest, love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just like I would never be like, oh, I want to do figure. Props to those women; they look amazing, but that's just not how I would want to walk around.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to think about the other 364 days. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Well, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the one. Who would play your character in a biography?
Okay.
I thought about it. I'm having a hard time too. Thinking about it.
Oh man.
Gosh, I have like a few answers. I feel like.
Well, let's hear it.
It's hard because it's like a movie. They would have to kind of look like, you know. Do
I
they have to
know.
look like
I
you?
know. Dude, that's perfect. Who's the gal that plays Wonder Woman? That's her.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Okay, what's so funny is I've had people comment
You know
on
what?
my
I think you
videos,
nailed it.
No.
you need to play Wonder Woman. How are you not? Like, people say that.
You look like her.
Okay, pull her up. I have to see.
Yeah.
Do you know who we're talking about?
Yeah,
Gal
but
Gadot.
I just need to
Yeah, absolutely.
visualize
Yeah,
this.
you do look. I mean, not like doppelganger look like her, but like you definitely look alike.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see it. I see it. That's so funny. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Did I nail one of
You
these
did.
finally?
Okay, I
This is
love
the
that.
first one.
You know what? I'm
Let
going
me
to go
see.
with that
What picture
because
do you show her?
Oh, this is the one where I thought was really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I can totally see that. Yeah. Like her in her Wonder Woman outfit, especially.
You and her do the same lip thing. Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay, Gal Gadot. Isn't she Israeli?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. She's Israeli. Yeah, she's from Israel. Yeah.
Yep, nationality Israeli.
Yep.
She's 37.
Yeah, she was pregnant during the filming of one of the Wonder Woman movies. Do you
Isn't
know
that nuts? Yeah.
Wow.
They like photoshopped her belly off.
Photoshopped the video off, and then
Like she was pregnant.
she was pregnant. I think it was legit like 5 months.
Yeah.
Like pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
Isn't
cool.
that nuts?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that I don't know if that would be my first choice for like, yeah, we're totally gonna film this movie while I'm pregnant. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
can we wait?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Showbiz,
I
baby. I
like
don't know.
that. Okay, here we go. Top 2 role models.
My parents. I mean, my parents. I have the greatest parents in the world. I'm sure everyone says that, but I
Well, not
have
everyone says that.
Not everyone says that, but no, that's a good thing.
But yeah, no, they are such amazing people. Just inside of the like fitness community, and then also just as people too, they are everything that I aspire to be.
Oh, that's really
so
cool.
supportive, so loving. Like I genuinely had the greatest childhood ever.
That's
so
awesome.
I hope to be like half the parent that they were to me.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
No, that's great.
Yeah, and then, gosh, other than them,
You can choose them.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's perfect.
mom and
Yeah.
dad.
That's a good answer. Yeah, we love that. Well, do you have any closing remarks?
Gosh, I think we really covered it.
We dove down a few rabbit holes. It was great.
It was great. This is one of the longer ones for
Yeah.
sure. Congratulations.
Oh,
We-
thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate having you on so much.
Had a
It's
lot of
been-
fun.
I mean, I feel like we're getting to know you better and better all the time, which I appreciate. Love getting to know people, especially
Absolutely.
our people. So
Yes.
thank you for being on. I'm sure everybody is going to love this episode and get a lot of little tidbits.
Oh, absolutely. We
I'll
covered a
be like-
lot of stuff.
Get an insight into the famous Payton.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Well, I followed, so.
You followed.
Exactly.
Yes,
There you
follow
go.
me. I'm like,
right.
follow me.
Follow me. Follow me.
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
I sound like this, not sponsored.
So what's next on the list for you? Do you have any big events coming up? What's going on in your life?
Oh gosh, right now it's just I have a ton of like photo shoots, things
Atta
like that.
girl.
That's what I've been kind of realizing that I really like. Actually, I really like being
She's a model.
in front of the
Model.
camera. Like, so I've been doing that,
You
and
can't
then
tell it all. But
I'm like, ready for my close up.
Yeah.
Right. This has actually been zoomed in the
Yeah,
entire
so I have a
time.
couple big photo shoots coming up, and then working on stuff with Dark Sport
Oh, very
in
cool.
July, which will be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, I'm going to Mexico with Bucked Up.
There we go.
Oh, cool.
So exciting on
Yeah.
like a big ambassador content trip for that.
Oh, cool.
So lots of fun stuff. I feel like my life honestly changes every week. Like there's
It
something.
sounds like that's
Right.
the line of work you're in.
Yeah, that's exciting. Now,
Yeah.
Right?
So I feel like I couldn't tell you what life's going to be like for me 5 years from now, but it's almost like I'm okay with that. Like
Yeah.
I'm just taking it as it comes.
Just going
So,
with the flow.
Yep.
And
I love it.
YouTube starting up.
Yes.
Any other platforms that you're like, hey, come follow this. This is starting, or is this that's the big one?
It's just YouTube.
When's the YouTube coming up?
Probably by June. Yeah, June. I have
Dang,
like someone working on
that's
it with
soon.
me. Yeah. So.
It's real soon.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep an eye out, folks.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
you'll have
we-
something to do while you do cardio.
That's right.
Watch
That's
me on
right.
YouTube.
That's right. Well, we thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
So you're very welcome.
Pleasure.
All right, everybody. Take care. We'll catch you next week. Thank you for joining us on the Power of Lifting podcast. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. For more content like this, follow EricCafferty and the Mecca Gym on all social media platforms.